Good morning. Today is Friday, April 8th. It's a gear day and it's a white day. Attention international students. Any student wanting to take the May 14th TOEFL must register by April 14th. Email Mrs. McCaffrey at mmccaffrey@stjlabs.com or stop by the guidance office to register. Space is limited and priority will be given to juniors. Thank you to all the juniors who picked up applications for the Boys and Girls State programs. If you have not yet picked up an application, there is still time. The deadline to submit the application is Tuesday, April 12th for Girls State and Tuesday, May 10th for Boys State. Please return completed applications to Mr. Mantius in Ranger 211. Ever wondered what treasures are stored in the Academy's archives? Stop by Monday in the basement of the library across from the Colwell Center to check out some artifacts from the Academy's past with the History Club. See you at 3:30 on Monday in the archives. On Monday, April 11th, the cafe will be serving Ultimate Sundays from 10 to 4. Toppings galore for only $4. Cash or money on cards will be accepted. Happy birthday today to Nina Whitcomb. Happy birthday tomorrow to Aurora Gilbert, and on Sunday to Nicholas Heath and Brenna Bunnell. Happy birthday. In upcoming sports, today we have varsity and JV girls lacrosse versus CVU at 4:30 and 6, and tomorrow we have varsity softball at MVU at 10, and track and field versus NCU and BFA St. Albans at 9:30. Good luck to them and have a dandy day.
Thank you, Nathan. Good morning, everybody. A reminder that the celebration of life for Jillian Hegarty, class of 2020, will be held here in Fuller Hall this afternoon at 2 p.m. with overflow seating in South Church. It will stream on this chapel link as well for those who may not be able to make it in person. Many thanks to those of you who wrote a card or message to the Hegartys over the course of this week. Every one of those messages will be tremendously meaningful for them. So I must take note of the fact that yesterday was a historic day. Congress confirmed the appointment of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, who will be the first Black woman to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States in our 250-year history. Next week, we're going to say more about the historic nature of this appointment, but suffice it to say today that this is a landmark moment for the conversation about who is included in the power structures in this country. So it strikes me this morning, and not to jinx it, but it strikes me that this may be one of the last times that Nathan and Ashley and I and our special guests speak to an empty or mostly empty chapel. We've gotten used to it. It's going to be a change to have folks here, but what a delightful change. My hope is that it will be a change that proves energizing, as I think the advent of lunch in the dining hall has to all of us, but I know there will be things to get used to. So we'll start next week. We'll rotate through the classes. The 9th graders will be with Mr. Dussault in the South Church on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Monday in Fuller Hall, we'll have the seniors. On Tuesday, everyone but sophomores will be in their advisories, but sophomores will come here to talk about Sophomore Stewardship Day. On Wednesday, we will have juniors here in Fuller. On Thursday, we have the fashion show. And I think it's juniors and seniors here. We'll make sure your advisors know who is supposed to be here. And then on Friday, seniors will come back again to Fuller Hall. So very much looking forward to all of that. So I'm delighted today to introduce Theodora Montieux, who is going to give us some updates on some student government updates, and I think perhaps an admonition. Theodora.
Good morning. My name is Theodora Montieux, and I am a member of Student Government's Food and Parking Committee. As you all know, we are now able to eat in the dining hall, and with great power comes great responsibility. Our freshmen and sophomores have never had the full SJA dining experience, and even the seniors may need reminding of some of the ground rules. Juniors like myself, on the other hand, are perfect and never do anything wrong. So if you are eating in the dining hall, please keep the following in mind. First, it is the responsibility of students to clear the tables. When you are finished eating, you can put everything in the window that is to the right of the hot food lines. That's reusable dishes, food scraps, compostable to-go boxes, napkins, plastic forks, and knives and spoons. They can all go in that window. If at some point we go back to using reusable flatware, that can be placed in the chute underneath the window. But for now, the disposable kind can be placed in the window or thrown away. This also applies when we start moving back into the amphitheater as the weather warms up. Please bring your plates, food scraps, and garbage back inside and dispose of them properly. If you choose to continue eating in your classroom, the compost, trash, and recycling bins are still where they have always been. We can make a really big mess, and the facilities and food service people should not have to clean it up. If we each do our own stuff, then it's really easy, so please let's do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Theodora. Very important message. It is a bit of a miracle that you can just put things in that hole in the wall and they are taken care of. So recognize how easy that is. So now I'm proud to bring to the stage Georgia Stevenson. I mentioned on Wednesday, I think, that this is a month where there are a lot of national awareness days. And National Awareness Weeks, and it is a National Awareness Month for sexual assault. So the Human Advocacy Project has been working on this, and Georgia Stevenson has some things to say to us about it. Georgia?
Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Georgia, and today I'm speaking on behalf, as Dr. Howell said, on my Intro to Human Services class advocacy project on Sexual Assault Awareness Month. However, before I begin this speech, I would like to let you know that this is a heavy topic and may be triggering for some or hard to hear. Please remember to take care of yourself and take a break if you need to. Advisors, I ask you that if any of your students need to leave the room, you will allow them free of questions and judgments. As you know, April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Sexual assault is a prevalent and major issue, especially in today's society, and can happen to anyone, no matter the person, regardless of their gender identity, the clothes they wear, or the circumstances they are in. In 2019 alone, 18% of teenagers in Vermont reported unwanted sexual contact of any form. While this may seem like a small number to some, it is important to remember more than 2 out of 3 sexual assaults go unreported. It's over 98%. Sexual Assault Awareness Month officially started in 2001, but protests regarding social change around this topic started back in the 40s and 50s, hand in hand with the Civil Rights era. After many years of advocacy, protests, and injustice, Sexual Assault Awareness Month became official. However, it was not given the attention it needed or deserved. Before starting this advocacy project, many of the members of our class weren't even aware that April was Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I'm sure many of you have just learned about it over these past few days. Even though 1 in 3 women, as well as 1 in 6 men, are subjected to physical or sexual violence before the age of 18, there tends to be a lack of community awareness and a major lack of support for survivors. Many survivors are not believed, blamed, chastised, or even mocked for experiencing a traumatic and demeaning assault. They're asked questions that blame them, such as, why were you wearing that? What did you expect? Why didn't you fight back? Why were you out that late? Victim blaming is a paramount issue with sexual assault cases and actively diverts attention from bringing justice to the perpetrator of the assault. This is seen over and over again within schools, courts of law, and social circles, making it even harder for those who have experienced sexual assault to come forward. It is important to remember, if someone comes to you, tells you about an experience they had regarding sexual violence or assault, you do not blame them. If someone is sexually assaulted, it is not their fault, and there is nothing they could have done to prevent it. In light of this lack of awareness and support for survivors, we are hosting a coloring competition. In this competition, we will provide coloring sheets to advisors in advisory time this Friday, April 8th, and we ask that each person in the advisory create 1 coloring page. Send the ones you feel are most meaningful to Ms. McGarvin's mailbox no later than Thursday morning, April 14th. The winning sheet or advisory will be announced in chapel when we return from break, and will receive a fabulous gift basket full of treats to share during advisory time later that week. Again, teal ribbons have also been distributed to all advisors' mailboxes for students to wear throughout the month to show support for survivors. If you or someone you know is experiencing or has questions about sexual violence, Umbrella is a brilliant organization that has a 24-hour hotline to help those experiencing such violences. Calls may remain anonymous, and you will have access to professional and non-judgment-based support. Please call 802-748-8645 to be connected with an advocate. Thank you for your time and attention, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Georgia. Very important, and thank you for including resources for folks who may have experienced such violence. Please do, if you're out there, tell a trusted adult, or I hope you've gotten that number. We'll follow up with those resources. They're very important. So once again, I'm excited to be in chapel with you next week. If you have a minute in your advisories today, either right now or later today, please think about what you would like to see up here in chapel. Who would you like to hear from? What would you like to see happen on stage? And the other thing that I'm excited about is music. I know that the few times that I've been here when chapel's been going on, there's been music playing. So if each advisory could think of a song that they would like to have playing in chapel, I'll take those requests. All right, thanks everybody. Have a good weekend.